Hi dear students, hope you all are well. Okay, today we'll start the next part of machines, that is pulley. Okay, that is the second part and the last one, that is pulley. We know what it is. It is a simple machine, okay, by which it is made. It is made by a disc which is made by wood or by any sort of metal, and then there's the axle inside it, and which can be fixed on a frame. This is a simple pulley. What is the use of this pulley? The main use is to lift a load. Why pulley is so much preferable to lift a load? Because this is only the instrument by which we can able to change the direction of load lifting, in which direction we are lifting the load. Simple thing, if your effort is acting in this direction, your load will be lifted in upward direction. So by which we can able to change the direction of the force, that is the main use of pulley. What type of pulleys generally we have used? We can use single pulley, that is shown here. We can use combination of pulleys, that we have to learn little later. Okay. Single pulley can be used in two forms. It can be used in a form of fixed. It can be used in a form of movable. Means the pulley can able to move. Combination of pulley. Here we are combining a system where both fixed and movable pulleys are there in a combination of pulleys. So we'll come step by step. So in every part we have to see what should be the mechanical advantage, velocity ratio and efficiency of a system. So first I am talking about single fixed pulley. Single fixed pulley. Okay, how it works? I have already shown you the diagram. Single fixed means it should be fixed on a solid ceiling or a rod by a frame where there is an axle, and this is the pulley. There is a string. Remember, whenever we have to draw the string should be straight. That you have to remember. This is a load. The effort is acting here and the load is lifting upward. Okay. Now you remember one thing you have learned in class 9, that if a substance is hung from a height, okay, so then its weight, it is acting downward and one force is acting upward, that is called tension. And when the body is in equilibrium, we have written the weight of the body, that is equal to tension, and that is being taken as a contact force. This tension is taken as a contact force. So here also we have seen that as the whole system is in equilibrium, so there will be a tension acting here. So the tension will act in upward direction from where it is fixed. Here also a tension is asked, it is acting upward. Okay, that I have shown you the direction, okay, where it is lifted. If the whole system is in equilibrium, if the whole system is in equilibrium, what is equilibrium? You have read in first chapter. So if you forget, then go there and see what do you mean by equilibrium. So if the whole system is in equilibrium, then we can write load equals to the tension, because this load which is acting downward, load means a weight, it is acting downward, and the tension which is acting upward, that will balance each other. Okay, and here also effort whatever we are applying, that will balance the another tension is acting upward. Okay, so now you may ask, sir, why we have taken two tensions? Because there are two strings, so that's why we have taken two tensions. Why we have taken two tension is same, why it is both T and T? Simple thing is, it is only one string. If I have seen here, it is just one string only, one. Okay, it is been just wrapped over the pulley. That's why for one string the tension should be same. If you have taken two strings, then the tension should be changed. If you have taken 3, 4, 5, then the value of tension will be changed. For different strings, the tension will be different. But if you have taken only one string, the tension will be same. So load equals to T, effort is equals to also T. And then mechanical advantage, if I want to find out, that is load by effort, T by T, that is 1. Mechanical advantage is 1. When it is possible? Now here we are assuming what force we are applying to lift the load. That means what effort I have given, that whole effort is utilized to lift the load. The whole effort is utilized to lift the load. Then only it is possible. So we have to mention here, when whole effort is utilized to lift the load. If it is not, if some effort is lost due to some another reason, then the mechanical advantage should not be 1. Then mechanical advantage should not be 1. I have told earlier also that mechanical advantage of a body or of a simple machine, that can be changed depending on the situation. Now we have to come to learn the velocity ratio. So to learn about velocity ratio, you see, if you are applying effort here and it is displaced this much, assume the displacement due to effort is dE, then the load also lift same amount of height, that is dL. Because it is only one string, and the string what we have taken here, we have to assume that the string is unstretchable. So if the string is unstretchable, how much the string will be coming downward due to the effort, that much of string will coming upward due to the load. So if dE is equals to L, if dE is equals to L, then dL is also L. Okay, then the velocity ratio dE by dL, that is equals to small l by small l, equals to 1. This is a property of any simple machine. That means if you have talking about the velocity ratio in a simple machine, that should always be constant. We have done this type of numerical also. That means velocity ratio is constant. Mechanical advantage can be changed. Now we are talking about efficiency, eta. So eta equals to MA by VR. If I want to convert it in percentage, then 100. So here we have seen MA equals to 1, velocity ratio equals to 1 into 100, that is 100%. So we can conclude here what I have done in the previous part also, that if efficiency is 100%, if efficiency is 100%, then mechanical advantage is equals to velocity ratio. Mechanical advantage is equals to velocity ratio. But we know no instrument is used that where the efficiency will be 100%, and for the case of pulley it is not possible because much energy is lost due to the friction between the string and the wheel we have seen, and the friction between the axle and the wheel, the axle rod, it is just passing inside the disc and the wheel, so much energy is lost to overcome this friction. So we can say that mechanical advantage and velocity ratio cannot be equal, and mechanical advantage is always less than velocity ratio. Velocity ratio for a single fixed pulley, it always be 1, but mechanical advantage, if I am talking about the practical thing, then it should be less than 1. Okay, so this is the thing. Now we have to learn the next part, that if I have used a pulley, a single pulley in a movable condition. Okay, so our next target is single movable pulley. Single movable pulley. Let's see how it looks. Single movable pulley. So we are talking about single movable pulley. In the previous part, that is in single fixed pulley, what we have seen, that in single fixed pulley it is mainly used to change the direction of applying force. But for movable pulley, it is not used. Here, in which direction we have applied force, in that direction only the load is being lifted. Okay, let's see the diagram, then you can able to understand. So assume it's a fixed point. Okay, here one hook is given and one string has come, and here the pulley is been fixed. Okay, this is the axle, and from here the load is hand, and from here the effort is given. Okay, so load, it is acting downward. Okay, and you are lifting the load. That means in which direction you are applying effort, the load is also lifted in that direction. Okay, in generally load is acting downward, but as you are applying effort, the load is lifting upward direction. So here also the load is acting downward, so the tension will be acting upward. Here is the tension, here is the tension. Now you see, if I am talking about the string here, in which string I am applying the effort, in which direction I am applying effort, the tension is also acting in same direction. But here you see, in the previous part, the direction of effort and direction of tension is not same. Here it is shown you that the tension is usually acting as a effort. The tension is acting as a effort. That means you are lifting it. Okay, you are lifting the load, so you are giving tension to the string, and that is your effort. So here also we can write that if the system is in equilibrium, then effort E equals to T. Okay, effort E equals to T, and load, you see, load is acting downward. Which forces is balancing the load? In the previous case, you see, the load is acting downward and the tension is acting upward on this string. So this tension is balancing the load, so that's why we have written load equals to tension. But here you see, load is acting downward and these two tensions in the two ropes, okay, it is a part of one string only, but here we have seen two tension is acting. So this two tension is balancing the load. We have learned about the balanced force. What is balanced force? Balanced force is if two equal and opposite force is acting on a body, then there will be no displacement on the body. I have already told, as the system is in equilibrium, so here this load which is acting downward and this tensions which is acting upward, they should be balanced each other. So load equals to T plus T, that means 2T. Now mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage equals to 2T by T, because we know it is load by effort, that is 2. Here also we have to mention one thing, that when whole effort is used to lift the load, when whole effort that is mentioned here is used to lift the load, otherwise mechanical advantage cannot be 2, it should be less than 2. Coming to the next part, okay, if I am coming to the next part, that we have to discuss about velocity ratio. So velocity ratio is displacement due to effort by displacement due to load. Now talking about displacement due to effort, if you displace it for a distance of L, that means displacement due to effort is equals to L. So this displacement should be divided for lifting the load. So here the displacement due to load will be L by 2. Why? What is the reason behind it? Because here the tension is distributed, and for the case of load we have seen the tension of the two strings it is used. So if I am talking about the displacement of effort L, so for each string it will be displaced L by 2, L by 2. Okay, so the load will be lifted by L by 2. And here if I put the value L by 2, and this 2 will coming upward, that is 2. And for velocity ratio we can say it is the constant thing. For single movable pulley it is the constant 1. Okay, it is the constant 1, that is 2. Now eta equals to MA by VR. If I have to convert it in percentage, so it is 2 by 2 into 100, that is 100%. So here also we can conclude that for single movable pulley the efficiency will be 100% when velocity ratio will be equal to the mechanical advantage. And in generally it is not possible, because whatever the energy we have utilized, much energy is lost due to the friction, so mechanical advantage will always less than the velocity ratio. Okay, mechanical advantage should always be less than 2. Clear? Now we have to discuss about the difference between movable pulley and fixed pulley. As we have already told that we have to discuss about single fixed pulley and single movable pulley difference. Okay, so what difference we have seen? Number one, in single fixed pulley it is fixed in a rigid support, it is not fixed. Simple thing, it is not fixed. Here we have seen that mechanical advantage is equals to 1, but here we have seen the mechanical advantage is equals to 2. And one thing we have to mention here whenever we have to write, that whole effort is utilized to lift load. Otherwise we cannot mention that mechanical advantage is 1 or 2, because it is not fixed. Okay, so here also we have to write the same thing. Number 3, velocity ratio, that is 1, and this is fixed. Here we have seen the velocity ratio is 2. Okay, velocity ratio is 1, velocity ratio is 2. Number 4, it's a very important thing. Single fixed pulley is used to change the direction of force, because you have seen effort is applying in one direction and load is lifted in one direction, and as the mechanical advantage is 1, so we know if the mechanical advantage is 1, so it is used to change the direction of force. For the case of movable pulley, it is used as a force multiplier. Why it is used as a force multiplier? Because you see here mechanical advantage is 2, and we have already learned if the mechanical advantage is greater than 1, that should be used as a force multiplier. Okay, Here, number 5, we can say the direction of effort and load is opposite to each other. And here, number 5, if I have taken that it is direction of effort and load is same. So you see, by seeing the difference, we can able to understand that maybe these are same pulley, but the use of the pulleys are not same. Okay, there are much things are different in here. Okay, so if you read that portion properly, then we can able to understand properly. Now, one question may be asked in our mind, that is it possible that we have taken a single movable pulley or a movable pulley, forget about single, we have taken a movable pulley but it is used for changing direction. Now you can say, sir, it is not possible, but because you have already told that mechanical advantage is 2, and as the mechanical advantage is 2 for a machine, so it cannot be used as a directional change of forces. And by this idea, that if I want to use single movable pulley for changing the direction of force, one thing has come, that is combination of pulley. Okay, combination of pulley. What is the need of combination pulley, that you have to understand. We can able to do our work by single fixed pulley and single movable pulley, but if I am talking about that by using movable pulley I want to change the direction, then the idea has come, that is combination of pulley. And first combination of pulley, we have to see what is the need of it. The need is by using movable pulley we want to change direction of effort and load. That is our target, and by that only the combination of pulley is taken. So first combination of pulley, that is the easiest one. Here we have to take one fixed and one movable pulley. So it is the first combination where one pulley is fixed, one pulley is movable. How it works? Let's see. Assume it is a fixed ceiling. Okay. From here, you have taken a hook and you have fixed a pulley here. You know it is a movable pulley. Okay. So this string will be going, and here I have kept one pulley. It have to come closer, little closer, or you can draw the pulley first. Now you see the system. If we are applying effort here, the effort is acting downward, and this effort will be acting on this point, so that the whole system will coming upward. By this system, we have changed the direction. By this system, we have changed the direction, as well as we have used movable pulley also. Okay, so let's find out what should be its mechanical advantage and what should be the velocity ratio as of combination of pulleys. Okay, so effort is acting downward, so tension will acting upward. simple thing to balance it. Here also, to which direction it is fixed, the string should be fixed. The tension will act in that direction. Okay. So, if the system is in equilibrium, then effort is equals to tension and load. You see, 2 tension is balancing the load. So T plus T, that is 2T. And here mechanical advantage, that is equals to load by effort, that is 2T by T, that is 2. So mechanical advantage, we have seen it is coming 2. Okay, and when mechanical advantage is coming 2, then you might be thinking, sir, it is a force multiplier, and here also changing the direction. See, this concept of force multiplier and changing the direction for mechanical advantage for one, it is only possible if I am taking only one instrument or one machine. Here we have taken combination of machine. So here this system is acting as well as a force multiplier, and it is used for changing the direction also. Okay, so it is used as well as a force multiplier, and mainly it is used as a force multiplier, and this one it is acting for changing the direction. Okay, now mechanical advantage is there. Now I am talking about velocity ratio. So if I am talking about velocity ratio, if you displace due to the effort by 2L, see, whatever displacement you have done here, that displacement should be divided in this two part, because there are two strings. So here it will be L, here it will be L. If you displace here L, 2L, it will be displaced by L, because it should be how much displacement is occurred here, that will be just divided into two strings. So load is also lifted by L. So we can mention dE by dL, where dE equals to 2L and dL equals to L. Cancel out, velocity ratio is 2. Exactly same with the single movable pulley. Then you can ask, sir, why we have to use this one? We can use single movable pulley because as we have used the combination of pulley here, so our work should be more easier rather than if I am using only movable pulleys. Whenever we have to take a combination, then it is much easier for us. Okay. Next, efficiency. Efficiency eta, that is mechanical advantage by velocity ratio into 100%, that is 2 by 2 into 100, that is 100%. Same thing, exactly same thing we have seen in earlier, that is been done here also. Okay, now we have to go for the next, that we have seen as we have used combination of pulleys, that is very much helpful for us. So if instead of one fixed and one movable, if I use one fixed and multiple movable pulleys, one fixed and multiple movable pulleys, that means if I increase the number of movable pulleys, then the mechanical advantage should be increased, then it is more efficiently used. That's why our next target is one fixed and multiple movable pulleys. Multiple. And now you may ask, sir, multiple means how many? How many movable pulleys you have to use here? What is your target? I'm going by the target of your book, because if I have gone more, then it will be difficult for you and for me also to draw it. Multiple means whenever we are talking about multiple movable pulleys, here we have mentioned 3. Okay, so for multiple things we are taking 3. Okay, so one fixed and 3 movable pulleys. How it looks? Let's see. So diagram, you see the diagram several times it come. So this is our drawing. Okay, and the load will be here. What is shown here? You see, here it is shown these three pulleys, all these three pulleys are movable, and here this is only one fixed pulley which is fixed with the ceiling. Okay, so if you are applying effort here, this effort will be distributed to the whole movable pulley step by step, and they should lift the load. How it is acting? Let's see. Here, one thing you see, we have used three different pulleys, and here three different string. It is string number 1, it is string number 2, it is string number 3. 1, 2, 3. Three strings are used here. So earlier what we have taken, that all the tension should be same, as we have taken same string. Here we are not taking the same string, so that's why here the tension should be different. For first string the tension is T1, here also it is T1, on which point it is fixed. The tension is acting upward. Okay, this T1, who will distribute or who will supply this T1? Now the question is that if you are applying effort, this effort will supply a tension to this movable pulley or this string, and that tension will supply the tension to this string, and this tension will supply the tension to this string. So this tension, who will supply? Now this is supplied by the tension of the 2-1, means the tension of second string will supply this tension, that is T2 and T2, that is the tension of second string. And now this tension of second string is supplied by the tension of third string, and here also it is T3. So see the diagram properly. For three different string, three different tensions. So first string, first tension is acting upward, and now this tension T1, who will supply this T1? This T1 is supplied by the tension of second string, that is T2. Who will supply this T2? It is supplied by this the tension of the third string, that is T3, and here also it is T3. So if we can write, if the system is in equilibrium, then E equals to T3. There is no problem with that. E equals to T3, which we have done from the previous part only. And load, that is the problem. The load is acting downward, you see. And which one is balancing the load? Which one is balancing the load? You see, the tension of the first string, the tension of the first string is balancing the load. So we can say L equals to T1 plus T1, that is 2T1. Clear? Now we are coming to T1. Who will supply this T1? Now this T1 is supplied by the tensions of second string, that is T2 and T2. So we can say T1 equals to T2 plus T2. See from the diagram, T1 is supplied by T2 and T2. So it is 2T2. So instead of T1, we can mention that load L equals to 2 into 2T2. So instead of T1, I have mentioned 2T2. Achha, who will supply T2? The T2 is supplied by the tensions in third string, that is T3. So we can write T2 equals to 2 into T3, because it is T3 plus T3, 2T3. Again, load, if I modify it, it is 2 into 2 into 2 T3, because T2 equals to 2 T3. Here we have to mention 2 T3. So here it is coming 2 cube T3, that is the load, 2 cube T3. Now effort is already T3. Now we will go for mechanical advantage. So mechanical advantage equals to load by effort. What is the value of load? 2 cube T3. 2 cube T3. What is the value of effort? Only T3. Okay, only T3 and 2 cube T3. Here also we have to mention when whole effort is used to lift the load. Whole effort is used to lift the load. T3 will be cancelled out. 2 to the power 3. Talking about VR. What should be the VR? Now you see, if you displace here L, try to understand. If you displace here L, this displacement will be distributed to this two where, means where we have written T3. That should be L by 2 and L by 2. It is L by 2 and it is L by 2. And this L by 2 will be distributed in this two, that is L by 4, L by 4. And this L by 4, it is distributed in this two, that is L by 8, L by 8. That means the moment of load, that will be L by 8. Velocity ratio dE by dl, if I am talking about, then dE equals to L, dl equals to L by 8. So it is 8. That means 2 cube. 8 means 2 cube. And how this L by 8 is coming? Again I am telling, if you displace the effort by L, then for this displacement, that will be lifted as it is been distributed over the bending of one string. So it will be displaced by L by 2. It is displaced by L by 2. As it is displaced by L by 2, so this 2 will be distributed half of it, L by 4, L by 4. And here it is L by 8, L by 8. So velocity ratio is 2 cube. And here efficiency is equals to mechanical advantage by velocity ratio, that is 2 cube by 2 cube into 100, that is 100%. Now you may ask, sir, here we have taken 3 movable pulleys and the answer is coming like this. If n number of movable pulleys I have taken, n number of movable pulleys are taken, then what will happen? So that one we have to write here. Okay, that one we have to write here. If n number of movable pulleys are taken, then mechanical advantage equals to, see, for 3 movable pulleys it is 2 to the power 3. For n number of movable pulleys it is 2 to the power n, where n equals to number of movable pulleys. Okay, velocity ratio, that is also 2 to the power n, that is n equals to number of movable pulleys. So if you use 2 movable pulleys, then your mechanical advantage will be 4, velocity ratio will be 4. If you use 5 movable pulleys, then it will be 2 to the power 5 and velocity ratio will also be 2 to the power 5. Okay, so this is the calculation of one fixed and multiple movable pulleys. See the calculation, try to understand. If any problem, inform me. Now we'll learn another combination of pulleys, that is block and tackle system. What is block and tackle system? Now here in this system we have taken 2 frames, 2 frame of pulleys. 2 frame of pulleys are taken. One frame is fixed and one frame it is movable. Okay. Which frame is fixed, that one is known as block, and which frame is movable, that is taken as tackle. Okay. Okay, so this is the kind of system which is known as block and tackle system. Earlier we have seen that there is only one fixed pulley and rest of the pulleys are movable. In the previous part we have seen, but here we will see that combination of pulleys which are fixed in a frame, these are called block, and combination of pulleys that are also fixed in a frame, these are known as tackle, and the tackle can be moved and the block should be fixed. Okay, this is block and tackle system. Okay, now there are some conditions before we have to learn about block and tackle system. Conditions are: number of pulleys in block should be greater than or equal to number of pulleys in tackle. That is the one and only important condition of block and tackle system. Okay, number of pulleys in block, that should be either greater or equal to the number of pulleys in tackle system. Means the number of pulleys in tackle, either it will be less than the number of pulleys in block, or it will be equal to number of pulleys in block. Now see the arrangement, how block and tackle system is arranged and how it can be used. Okay, let's see. Now in the first part we have to take a 5 pulley system in a block and tackle system. That is 5 pulley system. Now the question has come, 5 pulley system means that will be distributed in block and tackle in the 2 frames. So how many pulleys we have to take in block, how many pulleys we have to take in tackle? Simple thing, it cannot be divided equally because as it is not an even number, it's an odd number. So we can divide it by this way, 3 plus 2. Okay, so 3, that should be block because it will be greater or equal to, and it should be tackle. So number of pulleys in block, it will be 3, number of pulleys in tackle, it will be 2. So let's see the diagram. This is the frame for fixed pulley. And one thing you remember, whenever we have to start drawing here, number of things we have to remember before drawing. Number 1, the pulleys we have to take first, that should be the larger one. Okay, so if it is, you have to think that it is the larger among the all. Okay, so rest of the things should be little smaller than that. Number 2, this is also fixed, and number 3, this is also fixed. Okay, so 3 pulleys are fixed, that means block system is done. Okay, and here one hook is kept. Now next frame we'll do for tackle. And here before drawing, what are the things we have to remember? That this is the last pulley in block system. So what will be the size of the last pulley in block system? That will be the first pulley in tackle. Means it will start from smaller, and then for the second, little larger. Oh, it seems to be apple like that, no? So we have to change little bit. So these diagrams you have to practice several times. Several times you have to practice in your home, because it can be asked. Not can be, I'm telling you, it must be asked in your exam. In school exam definitely it will ask, and in board exam also it can be asked. Okay? and here one hook is there, and there the load is fixed. Okay. Now the string should be arranged. How the string can be arranged here? See the way I have arranged the string. One thing you have to remember, that the string, as you are applying force on the string, you are applying effort. So that means the string should be very much straight. It is not like that the string seems to be very loose. So how you have to show the string should be very straight? You have to draw it by using scale. That is better. But here, as I have drawn in board, I am not using any scale. Effort. So this string is completely wrapped, the first one, and coming exactly downward here. And here it will take a complete rotation, move upward to here. Okay, here you see we have bent a little bit, but it seems to be not bent. If it bends, then your marks will be deducted. This is the arrangement of string. Okay, I'm trying to make the string straight. Yes, there in some place it is bent little bit, because I have just done by hand only. If you use scale, then it is better. Okay, so that is the arrangement of string, nothing else. It is not hard, simple thing. You have just wrap it like this way, just wrapping it, only one string. See, in the another movable system we have done earlier, there we have taken different strings, but here I am not taking different string. I have taken only one string and wrap it up. Okay, how we have wrapped, it is shown to you. Now we have to see in which direction tension is acting. As it is only one string, so the tension should be constant, that is T. Number one, here also, if I am talking about this string, this is the tension, this is the tension. For this string also the tension is acting, this string also tension is acting. Okay, this is the total tension is acting upward. Okay, you see how many strands of string, this is called strands of string, 1 2 3 4 5 strands of string, that is balanced the load. So the tension in 5 strands of string is balancing the load. So load is equals to T plus T plus T plus T plus T. That means 5T. 5 tensions are there. And effort, that is only T. If it is in equilibrium, the same thing we have to write. If it is in equilibrium. Okay. Now, mechanical advantage, load by effort, that is 5T by T. Okay, that is 5. And one thing you have to write here, when whole effort is utilized to lift the load. Whole effort is utilized to lift the load, then only the mechanical advantage is 5. Talking about velocity ratio, that is dE by dL, simple thing. If displacement due to effort is L, if displacement due to effort is L, that is distributed among 5 string, means 5 strand of string. This displacement L is distributed among 5 strand of string. So if I distribute it, it will be L by 5. Here also it is L by 5, L by 5, L by 5 and L by 5. As it is distributed, the total displacement L is distributed 5 strands of string. So each strand will be distributed L by 5. Simple thing. Okay, so load, it is also displaced by L by 5. So if you put it here L by 5, that is 5. Okay, so velocity ratio is 5, and you see the number of pulley system, that is equals to 5. This is number of pulley system, so it is 5 pulley system. So we can write down that we can conclude in block and tackle system, number of pulleys is equals to the velocity ratio. Number of pulleys is equal to the velocity ratio. If the number of pulleys is 5, then the velocity ratio is 5. If the number of pulleys is 4, then the velocity ratio is also 4. Now you might be asking that, sir, mechanical advantage is also 5. So why we are not writing that number of pulleys equals to mechanical advantage? I have told several times that mechanical advantage is not constant. Mechanical advantage is not constant for a system. It can be changed. So we cannot able to write this. But velocity ratio, it is constant one. So that's why we can write it. Okay, that is the reason we have write number of pulleys equals to velocity ratio. Then efficiency eta equals to, mechanical advantage by velocity ratio into 100%, that is 100%, that is 5 by 5 into 100, that is 100%. Simple thing we have done earlier also. That is for 5 pulley system. Now you might be asking the, sir, we have understood 5 pulley system where the number of pulleys in block is more than number of pulleys in tackle. But what will happen if it is equal? Okay, so for that reason we will do 4 pulley system. If you have understand it, copy it, pause the video here, copy it. Okay, and moving forward. It's very simple. It is not like that it's very hard thing, but it is very important for your exam. It will come. So now we'll go for 4 pulley system. 4 pulley system means it will be divided by 2 plus 2. So number of pulleys in block, it is 2. Number of pulleys in tackle, it is also 2. Okay, equally distributed. I have already told that number of pulleys in block, either it is greater or equal to number of pulleys in tackle. Let's see. So first frame, first pulley, second one. Okay, so as I have drawn by hand only, so there is some problem. If you use different coins, okay, coin of 1 rupee, 2 rupee, okay, 5 rupees, 50 paisa, 25 paisa, though it is not used now, but if you use it, then this drawing should be more easier for you. Otherwise you can use your rounder, whatever you have taken, the compass, that you can use. So here the block is formed. Next, for tackle, this is another frame. So first one, it should be equal to the size of the last pulley, and then it is little larger. Always the last pulley seems to be like apple for me. I don't know. It is a natural thing, is happened with me all the time. It always seems to be like apple. Okay, now it seems to be like a pulley. I don't know how much, but we can assume. Here there is load. Okay, now we have to arrange the string. Let's see how the string is arranged. One, see here is bent little bit, which is wrong. I have done wrong. but I am helpless. Ready? Where is the hook? I have not given the hook here. That's why the problem is occurred. This is the hook, and that should be directly connected. Okay, and here it is bending little bit. I will just try to make it straight. Okay, I think it is okay now. Okay, it is clear. Now, effort, it is acting here. Tension, the tension in strands, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Okay, so load is acting downward. We can write that load is equals to 4T because the tension in the 4 strands is balance the load, and effort is equals to T. If whole the effort is utilized, then mechanical advantage is equals to load by effort, 4T by T, it is 4. Talking about velocity ratio, dE by dL. Now you see, if the effort, due to the effort, it is displaced by L, then it will be distributed among 4 strands. So if you distribute it, it will be distributed by L by 4, L by 4, L by 4 and L by 4. So load is also lifted by L by 4. So displacement due to effort is L. Displacement due to load is L by 4. So it is 4. So what we have told earlier, the number of pulley should be equal to the velocity ratio. Okay. And efficiency eta equals to mechanical advantage by velocity ratio into 100%, that is 4 by 4 into 100%, that is 100% efficiency. Okay, so this is the system where 4 pulleys are used. Okay, last part of this chapter, and then whole pulley system should be completed. What is the last part? In last part, we have done not much new thing. Here we have to assume one thing that we have not taken earlier. What it is? Let the diagram be remain same. If I have told that the load or the weight of tackle is taken. If weight of tackle is taken, why? What is the extra thing I have written here? Now see how much calculation we have made till now. We have taken only for this load, but you see, whenever we have lifted it up, we are lifting these 2 pulleys also. These 2 pulley means the tackle. But why we have not think about the weight of the tackle? We are not thinking about the weight of the tackle. We are only thinking about load. So this is not right. If I want to make our calculation more properly, then we have to take the weight of the tackle, that is W. Okay, so let the weight of tackle is equals to W. Weight of tackle is equals to W. If there is n number of pulleys and the total effort is utilized to lift the load and tackle, then why I have written this one? We have written this one only, but the only reason behind it, that if I have written the total effort is utilized, then we can write down that the tension is acting, that is used to lift it. No force is waste for any other reason. So here simply effort equals to tension, and in generally we have written load equals to number of strands, because you see here we have done the load equals to 4T because here 4 strands are there, and here we have seen the number of pulleys are N. So there will be N number of strands. Strand means this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so L will be N into T. Now one thing is here. Here we are not lifting the load only. Along with the load we are lifting the weight of the pulley, that is taken W. So it is not load, it is load plus W. That is the weight of the tackle. Weight of the tackle. So L plus W is equals to NT. So L here it is NT minus W. Now if I want to find out the mechanical advantage, it is load by effort, that is N into T minus W by T. So if I make separate, so it is N minus W by T. You see one thing, that effort is equals to T. So we can write it N minus W by E, because T equals to E. And here this is your mechanical advantage. In generally, if the whole mechanical advantage is used to only lift the load, if the whole mechanical advantage is used to only to lift the load, then mechanical advantage should be N. Initially you see here, whenever we are talking about only load, then the mechanical advantage is 4 here, but here N minus W by E. Here the weight of the pulley whenever we have taken into account, then your mechanical advantage is decreased. Here the minus sign is there. So as the weight of the pulley in tackle will be more, then your mechanical advantage will be less. Now coming about the velocity ratio. Okay, coming about the velocity ratio, that now I think I can erase the diagram. It is not needed now. If I am talking about the velocity ratio here, so velocity ratio is equals to N for N number of pulleys. Why? Because we know that velocity ratio is constant and that is equal to the number of pulleys. And here the efficiency eta is equals to mechanical advantage by velocity ratio into 100. If I convert it into percentage, so mechanical advantage N minus W by E, and velocity ratio is N. Okay, so it will come N by N minus W E into N. So N by N is cancelled out, 1 minus W by E N into 100. Now you see, talking about efficiency, whenever we have told that whole the tension is used to lift the load only, then efficiency equals to 100%. Now you see your efficiency is decreased. Minus means the efficiency is decreased. So from here we can conclude that if the weight of tackle is less, then efficiency will be more. Okay, so if the weight is less, means if W is less, so simply the whole things will be very small. Okay, then the efficiency will be increased. Okay, so that one is one more extra thing, the last part, where we have seen that we have taken the weight of the tackle and how the mechanical advantage and the velocity ratio is changed. Okay, read that portion carefully. If any doubt, ask me. Thank you.